It's Brittany. So today's gonna be a dream time video, and I had this dream years ago. Probably, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. And so this dream I had was that I was a special guest on Conan, and he was interviewing me. And no, because in this dream it showed how, and I don't know how it started, but it was in the middle of it. And so I remember that in this dream it was just going quite well, and I remember just being like happy and excited that I was there, and knowing that I was like a special guest on his show and that he was gonna interview me. And so I just couldn't wait. So I remember by the time I think my name was called, I walked out and I was wearing this really beautiful black dress. And so I got up, shook his hand, and afterwards, I walked over to where the chair was, near the desk, and I sat down. And so I remember just feeling like confident, and I wasn't shy or nervous. I think I was probably a little nervous because it was my first time there, to be interviewed and everything. But other than that, I was like mostly excited. And the weird thing is, I couldn't hear what was being said or the questions he was asking me or the rest of the interview of what we were talking about. But from what I can see, we were just, seemed like we were having a good conversation and just like laughing. Because it almost looked like in slow motion a bit, and it seemed like this very silent dream but in color. And so I remember he said something, he was laughing, and all of a sudden I started laughing, but it looked like it was happening in slow motion. But yeah, from what it seemed like, he was just asking me some questions, but I don't know what those questions were. And we were just having this fun, interesting conversation of what it seems like. And so yeah, I just remember feeling like I was just having such a good time there, and just thinking, wow, like I'm here, like this is exciting, so. And at some point, I think when the interview was gonna go on a bit long, because I think we were still into like the topic we were talking about. And just when it seemed like this conversation was going so well, the dream was over and I woke up. And of course, after I woke up, I was just like thinking like, wait, wasn't I just there? Because it felt so real. And I just thought, oh man, like how exciting that would have been if I was a special guest on Conan's talk show, and because I also grew up watching Conan, so it's like to see him interviewing people and celebrities. It's like he just seems like a really fun and easygoing person to meet and to get to know too. So yeah, and so I think that's why I had that dream, because I thought it would just be really great and exciting to be on his show one day. Even like for him to interview me and to have a conversation. And there was a point, because I remember back in, I think it was 2015. I think I would have to find it because I have the ticket for it. But I think it was probably somewhere in 2015, I believe. But I would have to look for it and tweet it so you guys can see. But I actually did went to Conan show, but not as a guest, but in the audience. As an audience member, and so I went with my older sister and my best friend, and so when we went, we just had a really great time, and I just remember thinking, this is the first time I've been to anything like this, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So, because I'm pretty sure there's probably many people who have been to has been an audience member to a talk show, like whether if it's like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, or Conan, or David Letterman, Jay Leno, because there are some I have grew up watching their show, especially Conan. So I remember when I went there, I actually still have the ticket. It's this orange, like maybe about that size. It's orange, and it shows the date on there. It's May 7th. I do know that. So it's May 7th, 2015, I believe. I would have to look for it, and when I do, I'm going to take a picture and tweet it so you guys can see. But yes, I'm going to find that because I still have it. So I just remember, because there was a long line, and so when we were there, now we were in the back, and I remember I was actually one seat away from the spotlight, because there was this guy there who moves the spotlight, so I was like one seat away from there. And so my friend Kelly, she was sitting right next to the guy of the spotlight. And so this guy, I don't know his name, but I don't know if he still works there or not, but I think due to COVID he's probably at home, staying safe. But what I do know is that he was just so nice, because he saw me and my friend Kelly, and he was like, hey, would you like some stickers? And we're like, sure. And he hands out these square Team Coco stickers. And so we thanked him, and I was like, you're welcome. And he was just so polite, he was just so nice, and he continued doing his job while we were there. And now of course I saw Conan, he walked out, and he is tall in person, because he is 6'4", and so is Jeff Goldblum. They're both 6'4", so they're very tall. And so now, because we were way in the back, like I said, so of course just looking down, I can see how tall he is in person. I'm like, okay, he is very tall. But I was still excited, and like I said, to me he just seems like this very fun, very easygoing guy to talk to get along with, and to meet with. So of course I never met him in person, but I would love to meet Conan O'Brian in person one day, and if possible I would love to be a special guest on his show, to be interviewed, and just to have a conversation with him. And of course he does have what do you call it, a co-host, which is Andy. So yeah, I would like to meet him as well. He also seems like a nice guy, and so they just both seem nice and easygoing. So I would just love to just sit down and able to talk with them, to be interviewed. So I think that would be great. I really think so. Um, so yeah, that was like the first time I actually been there as an audience member for the first time, and it was on his show. So yeah, that was just a first time experience for me, and it was so exciting. It really was, and I kept thinking like I would just love to go there often. I really would, but of course, um, I couldn't. But I will say this though, now let's say if I had a Batmobile to drive in, I probably could, especially in Batmobile. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe one day when this whole thing with COVID, when everything's in the clear, and everything is safe and things go back to normal, the way it were. The, I'm sorry, like the way it were, like the way it was before. Then yeah, I would love to do that. When I can, or when I get a chance one day, then yes. Um, but that was exciting. So, but it was years ago, but I still remember how I felt, and of course, with him joking around, I'm just like laughing, and I'm laughing hard, but of course, the rest of the audience is laughing as well. So yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm doing good. I'm having a good time, and I did have a good time, and I'll just love to go there again, especially once COVID is out. Once it's out in the clear and it's no longer around, then yes. And anyone watching this, now you know. But yeah, I think that's why I had that dream as well, because considering I had that first time experience of being an audience member on Conan's show, that somehow all of a sudden I think the dream just somehow put me in a different situation where, well, what if you were on the seat next to Conan and he's interviewing you? So I'm like, now if that would happen one day, that would be great. Yeah, I would love that. I really would. So, and that's how the dream ended, and now you guys know about my exciting first time experience being an audience member to a show. It was at one time, but I still remember it, and I'll still cherish it, and I hope to meet him in person one day. If possible, that would be great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Dreamtime video, and let me know what you think of it, and have any of you been an audience member to a talk show? And if you have, let me know. And if you haven't, but if you would like to have that experience one day, let me know. Like, who would you like to go see, to be an audience member? Let me know. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and yes, I do share my dreams on here, and to see these kinds of videos and to see even more movie content, please subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment down below on what you think of this dream. So that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.